do remember one thing. Always the class name should be with capital letters only. Either complete capital letters or a capital. So this is a universal rule. So many people, many programmers, see, we have a real-time experience and we had seen lot of junior programmers and all. When they write class also, they used to use small case letters. So you should not use small case letter at the complete at the starting. So you should use a capital letter only when you build a class. That is the logic. That is what experience will speak. Okay. So for class, always you should have a capital thing. For a function, it is up to you. You can have a small, you can have a capitals or anything. But generally, if you are an experienced coder, you always go function with a small case letter and class with a capital case letter. Okay, so this is one more thing which you should know manually. Okay, so fine. Anyway, that is the story. But anyway, here we had created a class with the name person. So it has a constructor over here. Okay. So now when you build a class, what you have to do? You have to create an object. When you build a function, what you have to do? You have to call that function. Similarly, when you build a class, you have to create an object to that class. For example, guys, if you have an architecture plan, if you won't build a house with that architecture plan, it is waste of having that architecture plan. Similarly, if you build a class, if you won't build any object to that class, then it is obviously waste of that class. Okay. So let us build an object to this class person. So what I'm doing, I'm building an object to this class person. So come here. So P1 equal to person. So what is this P1? P1 is an object to the class person. Run it. See what it is saying? I am in constructor. So whatever there, see when you build a class, you have a constructor. So whatever there in the constructor will be called, guys. If you see here, I am in constructor. So it is printing that statement, I am in constructor. Okay. So not only when you build a class, you can not only build one object, you can build multiple objects. For example, P2 equal to person. Okay. And do remember, you have to give this parenthesis. Suppose I don't give that parenthesis and run it, see, you are not getting the output. Okay. So if you see what this will happen, this is assigning of the variable. Suppose if I say P2, run it, see, you will not get. So what you have to give? You have to give that parenthesis. Run it, see, I am in constructor. Okay. So I am in constructor. Okay, fine. Run it. Now, come here. So this time, what I am doing, I am improvising that class. So we are improvising that class a little bit. Okay, so come here. Let me remove this one. Run this one. Let me remove this also. So this time I'm implementing the class. So if you observe the difference between this class person and this class person. So here we have what is this constructor. For this constructor, I am adding something called as self. A name, nh, self dot name is a name, self dot age equal to nh. Okay. So what is this? What it will do? So try to run that one. So run this one. I had run that one. So now what shall we do is, so I had built a class over here with the name person. So when you build a class, what you have to do? You have to build an object. Okay. So I am building an object. So P1 equal to person. So P1 equal to person. I'm building an object with the name person. Run it. So it is throwing an error. What it is saying? Two required positional arguments. A name and age. So they are missing. If you see here, we have two things. A name and age. So here, if you see here, a name, ANH. So those two arguments are missing. So what we have to do in order to execute this object or in order to build this object successfully, we have to give two arguments, that is a name and nh. So we have to give that a name and nh. So then it how to give. So I am building an object. So P1. So I am giving Avinash, which is mapping to a name, 16, which is matching to nh. Okay. So run it. So what is there? It is displaying I am in constructor. Suppose I can build another object also, P2. So this time what I am doing, I am saying Shri. Okay. And then age 18. So run that one. Okay. So we are getting, we have built one more object with the name P2. Okay. So what is this? This def underscore underscore init, it is a constructor. What is this a name, nh? So they are called as self-referencing variables. Or if you see this self, what is this self? Self is called as self-referencing variable. So what is this a name? They are instance variables. So instance means object. So Vinash, instance variable. Or you can call it as object variables. So a name, nh. So what are they called as? They are called as instance variables or object variables. So self dot name. This a name is referring to this self dot name. Name is referring to a name. Self dot age is referring to an age. Okay. So these are called as instance variables or object variables case to remember. Fine. Next, come here. Let us improve that one. Let us improve this class. So this time I am improving this class a little bit more. Observe carefully. Okay, so this time class person, def underscore underscore init, self, a name, print I am in constructor, self dot name, a name, def eat, def play, def exercise. Okay, so come here. So what I said in the starting, an example, take a human being or a person or consider it as a class. A person is there. A person has something. A person does something. So what a person will do, he has a name, will have an age, will have a salary. What does a person does eat, play, exercise. Okay, so a person has name, age, salary. A person does eat, play, exercise. So if you see, consider this as a class. Similarly, a class will also has something. What is that has? It has a name. Suppose if this name is there, a name. So this has part, we call them as attributes. Okay, so does part, what we called it as methods. Similarly, if you see here, def, eat, self. So what is this? This is a function. This is a function. This is a function. If the function is inside a class, we will not call it as a function. We will call it as method. And the first method inside a function, inside a class, it is called as constructor. Okay, a first method inside a class is called as a constructor, and all these things, they are called as methods. Okay, so a class has attributes. So what is this name? It is an attribute, it is an instance variable, or it is a class variable, object variable, and all. Okay, so what are these? These are methods: eat, play, exercise. So a class has part is attributes, does part is method. So this class does part, eat, play, exercise, they are called as methods. Do remember, if you see here, guys, let me run it. So one by one, a class is declared with the keyword class. It will have a name. It will end with a colon. It will have a parenthesis. So what is this? This is called as, what is this? This is a constructor. So a first method inside a class is called as constructor. So what is here it is done? The mapping of object variables or the attribute. So what is this A name? It is object variable, or it is called as instance variable. It is attributes actually. So what is this A name? Again, object variable or instance variable. What is this def8? This is a method. What is this def play? It is method. What is this? This is a method. Okay. So what is a method? If a function is within a class, it is called as a method. And the function which follows or the method which follows right after the class header, it is called as constructor. Okay, so why we use this constructor? So this method or the constructor is called immediately when an object is built to the class. Okay, so come here. So here, these are the different things, guys. That is the reason simple 5 lines of code. We have a lot of technical terms to remember. So this is, I had created a class with the name person. Let me run that one. So I'm running that class person. So when you build a class, what you have to do immediately, you have to create a object to this class. So what I'm doing, I'm creating an object to this class. P1 equal to person. P1 equal to person. So what is this P1? This is an object. What is this person? This is the class. Okay. So I'm building an object to the class person. And let us remove this Vaishnavi here. Run it. What it is saying, one positional argument is missing. Okay, so what you have to do, because if you see here, it consists of this argument, a name. But we are not giving this name. So what we have to do, we have to give the name. Okay, so I'm giving a name Shri. Correct. See. So whatever there in the constructor, it is calling. So what is saying, I am in constructor. Okay. Now, what are these? They are called as methods. So how to access that methods? Okay. So how to access that methods? Fine. So come here. P1 dot and give a shift tab, guys. See. Eat, exercise, name, play. So what is this name? Name is an instance object. So run it. P1 dot name. What is the name? Shri. Run it. So we'll get Shri. Okay. So P1 dot and a tab. We have different methods. Eat, play, exercise. So I'm going to take eat and run it. See, we had not got anything. So if you see here in this method, def eat, what it is doing, it is printing idli. But we had not got the idli over here. So how to give? So for a method, always you need to give a parenthesis. So now try to run. So it is saying idli. Okay. Now again, P1 dot and a tab. Exercise. So what is their exercise? Jogging. So how to get that one? Run it. It is saying jogging. Okay. Next, P1 dot and a tab. I have play. Okay. So what is that play? We have something called as badminton or cricket. Okay. Run that one. So we got badminton or cricket. Okay. So do remember, guys. So these are called as instance variables or class variables. So these are called as methods and this is called as a constructor. Okay. So now let us go back to the definitions. Come here. Class is a template definition of methods and variables in a particular kind of object. So methods and variables. See. See, this class, it consists of methods. It consists of variables. Okay. Now, second, a class does describe the abstract characteristics of real life thing. Okay. So there can be instances of the classes. For example, so what is this? P1 is an instance or object. So I can have many objects. Suppose I'm building one more object with the name P2 person. So this time I'm changing it to Roy. So run it. So I'm constructing P2. I can construct P3, another object. I can construct P4, another object. So if you see here, there can be instances of the class. You can have any number of instances of the class. Next point, if you see, an instance, okay, so an instance is an object of a class created at runtime. So it is created at runtime. For example, if you see here, I'm creating an object P3 or an instance P3. So if you say here, I'm saying hello. So run it. So when this P3 is created, it is created at runtime. Okay, so an instance is an object of a class which will be created at runtime. Do remember one thing. This is created at runtime. So the set of values of attributes or particular objects is called as state. So we have our attributes. They are called as states. Okay. And a method is a function which belongs to the class. If you see, this is a method. Def eat is a method. Def play is a method. Def exercise is a method. So a method is a function which belongs to the class. I already told you. If a function is within the class, we call it as a method. And constructor is the first method of the class. Constructor is the first method of the class. So if you see the definition of a constructor, so come here, let us go to constructor. So let us see constructor. So what is constructor? So constructor defines the attributes of an instance right after its creation. So if you see here, listen carefully guys, constructor, I'm explaining regarding constructor. So constructor, it defines the attributes of an instance right after its creation. So it defines the attributes of the instance right after its creation. So what is this? You see here, person, hello, person. If I say Ravi, so what is this? This is the attribute. So construction defines the attributes of an instance right after its creation. If you see here, right after its creation, attributes. It is immediately and automatically called after an instance has been created. If you see here, this is constructor. F print time in constructor. So it is immediately and automatically called when an instance is created or when an object is created. Run it. See what it is saying? And constructor. So it is immediately called. So the constructor is the one which is immediately called. It is not calling name. It is not calling eat, play, exercise. What it is calling, whatever there in the constructor is getting called. So what is a constructor? If you see, it is immediately and automatically called after an instance has been created. Okay. So it is usually the first method of a class. That is, it follows right after the class header. Okay. So if you see here, it is immediately called after the class name. If you see here, immediately there. So the first one which will be there or the first method inside a class is called as a constructor. Okay. So this is what is a constructor is case. So we had seen regarding constructor, what is class variable, what is instance variable, what are methods. Okay. So these things. So this is very simple guys to create a class and come here. Yeah. So inside a class, you can have so many things. You can have a dictionary, you can have a list and all these things. What I will do is I don't want to overload you. I want to take up this session tomorrow also, these classes and all. We shall extend for tomorrow also, these class topics, guys.